Hello, this is just a quick guide to the Warden of Nothing Grandmaster Nightfall. This Grandmaster Nightfall has all types of champions, so your team needs to be ready to deal with all of them. It also says that there are solar and void shields, but the only solar shield is the dude in the boss room that sometimes spawns if you don't melt the boss. But as long as you melt the boss, it's only void shields you really need to worry about. But it is solar burn, so you do deal more solar damage, but take more solar damage as well. So I am bringing a Starfire Protocol Warlock. I've got Wish Ender for anti-barrier and GL for unstoppable. I don't have any overload, but I'm relying on my teammates for that. Using weaken clear to weaken enemies with the GL and lucent finisher, so we can get lots of heavy ammo back for our rockets. Apple is using an Arc Titan with Heart of Inmost Light and using a Galahorn for the rocket, also overload SMG with unstoppable grenade launcher. Reops is using an Invis Hunter with Graviton Forfeit with an overload SMG, unstoppable GL and also Galahorn. Neither of them apparently have good rockets that are leveled up, so they're both just using Galahorn, which is fine. Because Galahorn with solar burn is great. Obviously if your team's got people with other things like I have with his and Vengeance, another solar rocket, then you only really need one galley, but there's no harm in having multiple if that's the best that you've got for your team.
Prison of Elders welcomes you.
Into this section here, the overload won't push you if you stay down here, so you can deal with a lot of the minor adds first, just by waiting down here. More of them spawn from the pods,
Hell no.
before you then push forward and deal with the overload champion.
And the thing went nuts. Thinks it is him. It's running the whole prison through some kind of combat drills.
The only way to go deeper is past this prisoner transport. I tried to shut down the rail system.
If you're fast enough through here, you only get one train, but it's not really that important. So just be aware of the trains. I'm ready to move to the side. Looks like we went forward fast enough though, so we don't get a second train.
Guardian down.
Now, there can be an issue if your team jumps down and someone dies up here. It can be hard to get their res. There is a way, I do it, where I jump on the side and get up. So like from here, and you can jump up there. It is kind of harder on a Warlock to do. But if in case your team does have that issue, you can jump up and get their res. Or you can just restart if your team has trouble getting it. It is towards the start. I've had a few times where teams drop down and someone dies on the drop and their res ends up there. Right, we probably want to get a finisher on the next champion. Will be an anti-barrier hobgoblin. It's on the other side. Instead of melting it with our rockets, we're just going to weaken it a little bit so we can finish it. I like running along the top of the rails here. Makes it safe from the enemies and also safe from the trains. You can just run along this whole top all the way down. These guys do shoot you down here, but you don't really have to kill them. When we get to the end here, we'll have an unstoppable that's close. Again, we can stay up here to shoot the unstoppable if needed, or you can just drop down. Heavy for later. Now the anti-barrier at the back will start shooting when you get as close as they are towards the pillars. Stay back here. Can't shoot you though. And to the next section, there's a way of dealing with the snipers before the hide respawns. So we're not going to go too far forward.
Subtypes.
We're only going to kind of enter this room here, but not actually go up the stairs. Up the stairs there is when the Hydra spawns. And more enemies spawn as well. So what you can do is you can kind of just stay in the middle of this room. Oh, sorry, the other way around. The anti-barriers spawn when you get further forward. We can deal with the Hydra first before the anti-barriers. We can shoot the Hydra now, and then deal with the anti-barriers afterwards. Yes, as soon as you get to the top of the stairs, so it's the other way around. Now the Hydra is dead, we don't have to worry about that. And as soon as we get forward to here, now the anti-barriers spawn. I'm going to shoot the right one first. We'll just weaken it. Use our rockets on it. It's already dead. When we get to the boss, assuming Apple's going to use his Thunder Crash, and Reops can tether it for the weaken. We're just going to wait for it to teleport in the middle next to us. Because the boss, when it spawns, it likes to do an animation, but then it will usually always just teleport right here.
Important target, Guardian. Kill or be killed.
So here it is. Rocket, finish it off. When you kill it, all the other ads despawn. That's the heavy. I knew I saw one on the ground. Now we can go to the next section. In the next section, there's a couple of unstoppables that are easily finishable for more heavy. If you're running out and you didn't get lucky and get ammo drops like me. So we're going to make sure we finish them, because I don't know if our teammates got any heavy or not. And it's nice to have full heavy before you go into the mine section. The mine section is generally the hardest part that people struggle with, but we have a good strategy for dealing with that as well. We're just going to hang back, deal with these ads a bit at a time. Watch out for the snipers that spawn on these platforms there. So there's the first one, there'll be one further back as well. We have the unstoppables pushing us. That one's dead. We'll try to finish the other one. It's the other sniper. Go, finishable. Oh, exotic. Void shield here. Here's my blinding nades. And we've got the last sniper up there as well. Right, into the next section. I do like dealing with the overload and unstoppable first, so staying back here, killing some of the small ads like the snipers, and trying to get the overload and unstoppable to kind of push us down here. So the anti-barriers dead now anyway. The overload already died as well. Team's nuts.
Guardian, down.
Try and follow this unstoppable. It might be finishable. It is. There's heavy ammo down there for later.
Alright,
the way we deal with this section here on the mines,
you
don't capture A straight away. So we're not even going to stand on zone A. We're going to start over on here and kill the ads first. Reason this is important is you can kill the unstoppable champion before even having to worry about the next mine spawns.
Dismantle mines.
Because the mine has a full minute before it explodes, and while you're standing in the mine, it also stops the timer. So we've got a full minute to deal with this anti-barrier champion, and then also the unstoppable champion. The unstoppable sometimes likes to just hang out on B, so it's good if we just rotate around now, killing the enemies. So we've got 40 seconds left, so just keep an eye on the timer. And then now we can start dealing with us unstoppable before the next mines. There we go. If you got someone always kind of hanging out towards the back as well, they can make sure they get the mine capture in time. I'm going to let Reops get the res. He's the Invis Hunter. I can start capturing. You can see the timer stopped when I was standing on it. So it makes it easier to get these captures. Now, two options. You can either split up or go one at a time. I'm going to go to B, but Reops is the Invis Hunter, so he can probably capture C on his own anyway. He did kill the overload. You don't actually have to kill that overload because it's not required for platinum. Also, it just respawns anyway, as you can see. It's back. So I usually just ignore the overload, personally.
Victory well earned.
If you got an Invis Hunter, or you can even use a Bubble Titan or something like that, you can capture that zone usually fairly easily.
You face final round.
Now there's plenty of champions we can finish in the final boss room, so no harm in using your rockets on this guy. We've already got tons of heavy ammo anyway. And before we start the boss fight, I want to make sure I get my Well of Radiance back. I'm going to make sure our team's got plenty of rockets as well. I find the easiest champions to finish in the final section to be the two anti-barrier champions. So we usually try and kill the unstoppable and overload from afar.
What do we have here?
So it might be harder this season with our overload and unstoppable choices. There is a slight chance if everyone drops down at the same time, teammates can kill you on the fall down, so they didn't want to stand in here with me.
But she made
And you can drop down one at a time to make sure you don't die.
You're in the prison mainframe, the crazy servitor's nest. Buckle up.
And normally, what we'll do is we'll just stay up here to kill the anti-barrier and the unstoppable. Sorry, the overload and unstoppable. They hang out at the back though, making them a little bit more annoying to kill. There's going to be two Vex as well. We've got the anti-barrier hobgoblin and then the normal goblin. Now we've only got overload SMG, so it might be a little hard for them to stun the overload. But they can. Going to launch a rocket, get rid of it. And they've got the unstoppable as well instead. Alright, so we're going to jump down now. I always start with the Cabal first. I find the Vex one to be pretty tame, not that annoying to deal with, so definitely want to try and kill the Cabal first. And again, I'm going to try and get a finisher so they can get their heavy ammo back. I'll try and finish this one as well. I've already got my well, so I'm ready to go. We're going to melt the boss. It's usually quite easy. The boss doesn't have much health. Especially we've got Galahorn buffing the rockets. You can see it's already dead. I only shot 2 rockets. So your team should be fine killing as well. Even just with 3 Galahorns makes it easy.
Okay,
But thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We have GM guides for the rest of the GMs available on my channel as well.
Bring the ship into transmat range.
Thank you all for watching.
Hey,
Bye.